Once we have our COMFEN software installed and opened up, we can start a new project. So we'll do that. We'll call it a visitor center. And orientation study. And I don't think we'll have obviously a building type. So let's just use school classroom. And our site, let's start off with doing it in New York State. And I think the only data they have for New York State is New York City. We'll click OK for that. And there we're ready to create what would be a scenario now. So let's go ahead and do that. Create a new scenario, and we'll call it the south exposure. We're going to make one facade and have it face in both directions. And our facade height is 14 feet. Our facade width is 50 feet. And the room depth is 30 feet. And our orientation is south for this evaluation. For this wattage, I'm going to put 0.5 watts per square foot for both the equipment and the people. That brings, and we'll use a load of people, let's say 4 people at any one time, just to give us a start. And there we have a facade. And now what we want to do is actually modify that facade. So I'm going to double click on that. And I'll stretch out this window a little bit. And we have our building facade here. I don't know if we can zoom out here. And what we want to do is add some windows to it. So I'm going to add a window in the center. So I'm going to just click and center entry, we'll call it. And that was the full height of the opening, and the width was 18 feet. Sill height is 0, and obviously we'll make it some kind of a relatively good performing material. No operator, no shading system, aluminum brakes, and we'll go ahead and add that. And I forgot to set it off in the center of the building, so we'll make one more edit to that. Distance from left wall, I think that was 16 feet. Let's see if that works. That should put that in the center. And then if we go back and look at our model, we have these smaller windows up here. We'll just guess at 15 feet by 2 feet. Not guessing, but just guesstimating. And I'll go ahead and add that window. So this will be the clear story. We'll just call it side windows. And their height is going to be 12 feet. Oops, 2 feet high, excuse me. And they'll be, let's say, 15 feet wide. And the sill height will be 12 feet. And once again, a good quality glass. No shading system. And the distance from the left wall, I think that's a 6-foot opening, so I think this will be 0.5 inches. Let's make this 14 and then make that a full foot. And see how that works out. Okay, so that's, I had to zoom here a little. There we go. So that's sitting there nicely in that opening. And now we want to actually almost duplicate that, and I don't think we can. So I'll do another one. Side window. Side window 2. Height 2 feet. 14 feet. Wide. Sill height 12 feet. Distance from left wall now will be complicated. be plus 18 plus 16. I think we're going to go with 35 feet. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, I lucked out on that one. Okay, so we have our full south exposure glazing system done, and I'll click done on that. And we haven't run any evaluation on that yet. And we're going to make another scenario right away. That's going to be the north exposure. So the way we're going to do that is we're just going to duplicate the south exposure. And under scenarios, I'm going to go to copy scenario. And now the second one, I'm just going to double click on it. And we're going to rename it north exposure. And we're going to change the orientation to the north. And we're going to click done. And now we're ready to run a couple of evaluations. So I'll end the clip now, and then I'll go through and run some evaluations. And we'll see what we get here.